these last 6 games are going to be just like this, down to the wire, all the rest until this thing's over.
Exactly. I mean, to be honest, for us, this was the last 40 games, so we're kind of used to it. Every game is important really for us, and I'm really glad that we won today.
You guys started the fourth quarter a little slow, but then big plays came down, fought a lot of stuff. Coach, are you happy?
Very happy. MVP.
There you go. MVP. But you guys made big plays when you needed to.
Yes. I mean, we made a stop when we needed, and we scored when we needed. Our free throws were really bad tonight. Our transition was kind of. They put us in some rhythm that we maybe don't want to, but we find open looks. We knock down the shots, and I mean, we just we made a stop when we needed, and that's why we won the game.
20 points, 20 rebounds, triple-double tonight for you. What were you seeing, able to find your guys and also get to the glass?
I mean, to be honest, I didn't feel right today. Somehow, I don't know why, but I was focused to win a game and do whatever I need to do to win a game. So whatever that's needed to be.
I feel like you're growing a beard or a Fu Manchu. Is that like?
It depends on the day.
It looks strong though. It looks strong. Hey, thanks. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's Nikola Jokic. Just does it, Chris. Whatever you need him, whatever you need him to do.
Plus 21 tonight for Jokic, 26 points. They've downgraded to 19 rebounds, 11 assists, 2 steals. The reigning MVP does it again as the Nuggets pick up a precious road win. The final here, 113 to 109. Now let's send it back to the studio. Katie Wingy, Bill Hansen, Chris Dempsey for the Toyota Locker Room Report. Gang.
All right, thank you so much. That's the way you want to start off this road trip. The Nuggets get the win in Charlotte, and with only 6 games remaining now, once again, every game matters. This is a huge win for the Nuggets on the road. How did they hang on?
Well, I started in about the middle of that fourth quarter. They went back to their starters, and they were great defensively. They only gave up 10 points in the last 6-14, and 2 of those was a gift turnover. So I thought their missed shots, grab rebounds, struggled a little bit scoring, but they went to Joker Dems, and he delivered.
Yeah, he delivered almost all the points down the stretch. And then defensively, I think just to piggyback off of Hans' point, the guy that you have to get stopped is Terry Rozier in the fourth quarter for the Charlotte Hornets. He is one of the best fourth quarter scorers in the NBA. Nuggets did that.
Bill Hansen and Chris Dempsey, this is the Nuggets locker room report. It was really a back and forth battle again. Of runs. I know that that's cliche in a lot of ways. But Nuggets started out, Hornets answered, but then
they buckled in. There was no transition late in that game. Charlotte couldn't score. They couldn't get it to their best fourth quarter scorer either.
Let's dive into that third quarter a little bit more because the Nuggets were down by 1 at half. They came out and won the third quarter 37-27. What would you say changed, Dennis?
Well, in the third quarter, and this has not been their strong suit this year, coming out and playing, quite frankly, in the entire second half. But I think, their execution in the offense, let's get it into the paint, make sure that they're getting good shots, make sure that you're not turning it over. Because if you execute, Charlotte is not a good defensive team outside of the fact that they can turn you over. So if you're not giving them live ball turnovers and now you're executing your stuff, what the Nuggets have shown over the course of the season is that their offense is hard for teams to handle. I mean, even when they lose to the Phoenix Suns, they put 130 on the board. And so Charlotte didn't have a real chance to stop them lest the Nuggets stop themselves.
All right, the Denver Nuggets starters, they showed out in this game. 93 of the 113 total points. What did you see from that group, Hans, that allowed them to be so dominant?
Really, the continuity of getting up. They outscored Charlotte starters by 16. They out-rebounded them by 12. And I thought Coach Malone made a really good decision. He worked the minutes of Gordon and Jeff Green so that Jeff Green could play with a second unit. I thought the second unit small ball with DeMarcus and four littles just was not effective. They needed more size in there, and I thought that played into some of the third quarter and early fourth quarter good play by the Nuggets.
19th triple-double of the season for Nikola Jokic. Where was he eaten most heavily, Dems?
Right here, right in the paint. And, you know, it's the last two games for him, it's just been so much about keeping himself in that painted area, making sure that he's making the shots right around the basket, not taking a ton of three-point shots, and maybe missing a ton of some of those three-point shots, not settling, getting himself to the area where the highest percentage shots lie.
You know what's interesting about his game? This is how good Joker is. So first half, just 6 points, 2 of 6, but he had 7 assists. They were doubling him hard early. Second half, he got away from those doubles a little more, went for 20 points, another 4 assists. But you see, he can play the game whatever it needs, and they needed him to score.
I thought it was so interesting that he told Scott Hastings he wasn't feeling great going into this game. And Hastings pointed out during the broadcast, I think he was 1 for 5 to start the game. And then all of a sudden he found his rhythm. And that's just how good Nikola Jokic is, that he can flip that switch and turn it
down
on
the
like
stretch.
That.
9 of the last 11, 7 of 11 in the second half, 20 points in the second half, another 10 rebounds, another 4 assists. His halves are good of most people's holes.
Yeah, the offensive rebounding I thought helped him out as well. I mean, he had 5 of those on the offensive glass, and just tip-ins and those kinds of things that kind of pad your points, stack points, and keep you engaged in games that maybe he didn't have it to start.
There were possessions down the stretch where it wasn't a great Nugget shot, but it turned out being a great Nugget shot because he was able to get the offensive rebound. Like their best offense was just getting the ball in a position where Jokic could rebound it and put it back in. All right, let's get to our points bet payoff right now. Show you how this one turned out. Nuggets favored by 3 coming into this game. How much did they win by? More than
4.
3. More than 3. Yes, they did.
Win that one.
Aaron Gordon over 5.5 rebounds. He
win that one.
7 rebounds. Barton over 13.5 points. Check.
Yep.
Nuggets cover the spread. Check.
Yep.
Jokic over 7.5 assists. Check.
We really like
It's a terrific win. And to your point, we have 6 games to go now. So I tell the guys the urgency needs to be there every possession, every quarter, every game. And, we had some ups and downs tonight, but to pull this one out, Nikola gets another triple-double. Aaron Gordon is just living in attack mode right now. Love how he's playing. He had 17 in the first quarter, set the tone. Will Barton, 18 and 6, and Monte Morris, big plays down the stretch. So, and I thought our bench unit was better in that second half, shortened up the rotation. And a couple of the keys I felt were the three-point defense, 31%, only 8 offensive rebounds allowed against a team that had 17 last night in Brooklyn. So quality win, can't be satisfied, Mike. As you know, we need to go into Indianapolis and find a way to keep this rolling in the right direction.
Those points in the paint, does anything drive you more crazy than 58 points in the paint? Like, I see you react every time it's uncontested. Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing. The ones that really bother me are just the ones where there's just a blow-by, so really poor one-on-one containment. And when a guy gets beat, somebody has to. He's been doing it. I mean, again, 21 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and did so in a very efficient manner. So, kudos to Aaron Gordon.
I think Joker only had 6 points in the first half, 20 in the second half. I mean, was that a conversation? Or just something click again where it's go time?
No, tonight it wasn't a conversation. Obviously, I said it at halftime. I think he was only 6 field goal attempts in the first half. And that was one of the first things I looked at. I said, I have to get, no disrespect to anybody else on our team, but I have to get Nikola a lot more shots. Regardless of how he's being guarded, I have to help him get looks. You always know Nikola is going to take what the defense gives him. He gets 11 assists. I guess they took a rebound away. Outside it said 20 rebounds, and they took one away. So, but yeah, he stepped up when he needed to, and again, I thought that second unit in the second half was much better. We were able to close that third quarter, start the fourth quarter, and not have to bring guys back right away. I think that was really important as well. So, that group was much more solid when we needed them to be.
Throw throwback to Sacramento days. You, IT,
Yeah,
Marcus.
yeah.
I saw you and IT trying to connect with a high five a couple times.
Yeah, I gave him a big hug after the game, man. Like, I'll be honest, one of the hardest conversations I've ever had to have as a head coach was when Isaiah was in Denver with us, and he came back from a hip injury. He played 9 games, and I called him into my office, and I told him I was taking him out of the rotation. That was hard because Isaiah and our relationship was, yes, coach-player, but it was also, you know, there was a level of love, you know, between us, and that hurt for him. I knew it wasn't personal, and I told him at that time, at some point you're going to forgive me. You're going to realize that this has nothing to do about me. I'm just trying to do the best thing for our group. And that was to play Monte at that time. And I stand by that. But Isaiah means a lot to me. And I'm just thankful and proud of him that he's back in the league where he belongs. I think Charlotte bringing him up, signing him for the next year was a smart move, because even when he didn't play for us, Mike, his impact, his leadership, his voice was so important. You ask anybody on our team that year, he didn't like my decision, but he didn't pout. And this guy was a pro's pro and helped Jamal and Monte and everybody else be the best players they can be. So